Ah, the most people on the YouTube do not like this type of. Get my pencil out of the way. Most people on YouTube do not like this type of tool holder because you have to shim it. Not a real big deal. If you use the same tools all the time, such as here's some 1/2 inch tools right here. I have a standard shim. Works with all my 1/2 inch tools. These little cheap boring bars I just picked up around back here, and they don't sit in here very good. So since I had to make a shim anyway to hold them up to the proper height, I made them out of aluminum, and I cut a little V-groove in it, and now they will set in the V-groove and tighten down, and that shim right there is exactly the right height. And all the other little boring bars that I bought, it's one cheap Chinese set over here, but they all have the same size shank, so that same little holder adapter will work with all of them. So the only time I really have to change the shim is if I'm going to use a different size cutter tool. And of course I do have that too. That Harbor Freight, I'll wipe this thing off here, and I picked up a little package. Let's see, I don't know if it'll show up. I got the end of it here cut down for 60 degrees for threads. No, I'll take that back. This one is cut down for 29 degrees for Acme threads. 29 degrees for Acme thread with a little bit of a. See if I can put it on here. That's some garbage and trash. This camera is not very good. The old trash just never goes away. It just hangs on. I guess it's all magnetized. Alright. Don't really matter how I get it, it's not going to show up too good. But anyway, it's around 200 thousandths or whatever. And I have some aluminum, which is roughly about 1/4 or 3/8. I'm not exactly sure. Might be Chinese metric, I don't know. But anyway, aluminum is very easy to work on a table saw, so I just cut a groove in there that was the same groove size as the little tool, so that I can set it in. There and stick the tip out ever how much I want. And this trash on the end of it right here, and I'm not going to get it all on my fingers. I had enough splinters. It sits right there, and I have another shim that goes up under it. Makes it stand up to the correct height, and then I tighten the screw down. The screw matches up with the little cutter tool and holds it down quite firmly, and it's exactly dead center. So all the little tools that I use of that size will fit in that holder with that shim, and I don't have to be hunting around for different ones. They all match there. But I guess this is what you really do when you get something new. You really don't know what you're dealing with. Like I said, it's not a bad lathe. I like it. the tool holder here is going to go. I have a quick change one, but like I said, it didn't match up, and it's on my list of things to do to modify the compound so that it does accept the other tool holder. The only thing is, I don't want to lose the ability to use this tool holder, so I'm going to have to come up with a modification that will work with this one and work with the quick change. Now, there's a guy on YouTube that shows how he built one. Well, he didn't build it, he modified his to work on a lathe master that had the same type of compound, did not have a T-slot, and he bored his out to where it fits over the bushing that's at the bottom of the compound. If I took my tool holder off, you would see what looks something about like a 1-inch bushing, roughly 1 inch diameter, maybe 3/8 tall, with a stud sticking out the top. And that's going to get unthreaded if I let it keep spinning. Hang on just a second. There we go. So, what he did on his was he bored out the bottom right here to accept the bushing, and he made a sleeve to go over the small stud that sticks up, which is not nearly as large as the one that comes with the quick change tool post, but mine is the wedge type. His was the type that had the I can't think of what you call it right now, but it presses out. So mine is different because it has a worm gear up in it. You can screw this around and raise the wedges and lower the wedges, and you will see that there is a worm in there. You can see the worm gear that runs the wedges up and down. Well, that worm gear of mine has a sleeve that it's connected to, and it's anchored here at the bottom. So I can't do what he did and bore mine out. If I did, the worm gear will not be connected at the bottom, and I'm sure it's not going to work correctly. I just managed to get the worm off track. One stick it up, one stick it up, one not. It doesn't matter. But anyway, that's a project to get back to. That's not on my list for the immediate. Well, I'm going to get back to this video here in a minute. Goodbye.